It's FNAF season, baby! And with Security Breach Ruin coming out next month, it's time that we all collectively got together to understand where we are at with the very complex Five Nights at Freddy's storyline. How is Ruin gonna start? Is Purple Guy really back? And will Steel Wool just bring Bonnie back? Hashtag bring Bonnie back! Today we're gonna be answering all of these questions and much more. So get your fast pants ready, because you're about to be schooled on the entire FNAF history from the very beginning to the present day.
Hello? Well, if you're hearing this, then...
Like and subscribe! FNAF lore explained in 10 minutes! Thank you, Krog. Very cool. Now you don't need to understand all of the Five Nights at Freddy's lore and storyline to enjoy FNAF Security Breach or enjoy FNAF Security Breach Ruin DLC when that comes out. However, I think your experience and your journey through the Ruin DLC will be enhanced or enriched and become more enjoyable if you know what happened at the very beginning. So, that's what Krog is going to be explaining to us today. The Savior Krog has managed to put 9 years worth of storyline, lore, and hidden details into a 10-minute video. So big shout out to them. Thank you very much. Their channel will be in the description below. Go and check them out, and we will learn together what is happening in this fantastic franchise.
Your mother?
Let me know down in the comment section below, when did you join the FNAF community? Was it right at the beginning in 2014 with Five Nights at Freddy's 1 or 2? Or hey, maybe you joined in Security Breach. Let me know down in the comment section below. I'm excited for this. I'm really excited. I love the storyline. 10 minutes, baby. Let's get going.
William moves from...
Already, that William Afton's not actually the canon William Afton. This William Afton is a picture from one of the very popular VHS tapes around.
From England to a small town called Hurricane with his wife and 3 kids.
That's right, in Utah.
It's in this small town that...
Well, there we go. We got his kids, which are already new. We've got Crying Child, we've got Elizabeth, we've got Foxy Bro, which we know is Mike now. William Afton, for some reason, has lost his pupils, and his wife... She's got hers beautiful, beautiful green eyes over there.
He meets a fella named Henry,
okay,
who has his own kids, and Henry and William become good friends.
They've become the best of friends. Are you okay there, Henry? You seem to have spinal issues.
They decide on a business venture to open up a family diner that sold cake and with the...
Now, these posters here I think are very significant. We found them in Security Breach. They were just in the present boxes you find around the locations, and they didn't really show much significance in the game themselves. However, in the trailer, they made a very big point of showing off the daycare. And in the daycare, in one of the rooms that, again, they show in the FNAF Ruin trailer, they have one of these posters. I can't remember if it was the middle poster or the left poster, but I think in Security Breach Ruin, we might get more information about Fredbear's Family Diner. I already know Steel will have said in the past that they would be interested in making a Fredbear's Family Diner game, so I don't know if this is like preparation to maybe tease that as a future venture. Either way, these posters are very cool, and obviously it proves that the Henry and Afton obviously have gone into business together.
That sold cake, and with the main attraction being these 2 animatronic suits that can either be an animatronic or can spring lock into suits that humans can wear. Which
is very cool. Which is actually very, very cool. It's not just 2 people in there all the time. There's just 2 guys. At one point, yes, the guys can go in there. Henry or William can go in the suits and they can use them just to walk around the pizzeria. Or hey, if they're busy in the back making some za themselves, then they can put them into animatronic mode, which is probably technology ahead of their time, which is actually crazy. But hey, we move, and these 2 animatronics are looking absolutely... Fredbear over here is looking way more beefy than Bonnie. So does that suggest, because William Afton always used the spring Bonnie suit, does that suggest that Henry Emily's a little bit on the larger side? Probably not. Probably got absolutely nothing to do with the significance of the story.
Keep that in mind. It'll be important later. Henry wore the Freddy suit, and William wears the Bonnie suit. Fellas, business is booming for Fazbear's Family Diner.
Oh, look at the money
so much so that they open up another branch called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where he creates 4 new animatronics: Bonnie, Chica, Freddy, and Foxy.
It's very important that these 2 things happen simultaneously, or they're both locations are running at the one time, so that they can actually make the distinction of when they branch off and they get rid of Fredbear's Family Diner, because that's where the first incidents start happening, and they can just focus on Freddy Fazbear's Pizza instead.
But what we don't know about William Afton is...
He kind of sus holding that crowbar there, Willie.
That he's a crazed lunatic, an absolute psychopath. It is for this reason that it's assumed that Henry created an animatronic called the Puppet to protect his daughter Charlie from danger.
Oh, is that Is that what happened? Obviously, well, not obviously, not everybody knows around here, but the puppet is the animatronic that goes and gives life to the creatures by bringing their souls and putting them into suits, and that's why the animatronics are possessed in the first couple of games. But I didn't realize that, obviously I'm learning as well, I didn't realize that Henry had created the puppet as some sort of kind of security measure to stop his daughter from getting endgame by William. That's cool, and that also explains what we're about to learn in a minute. Hey, watching all this back has got me really hyped for FNAF Security Breach Ruin. So, to celebrate the release of the DLC when it comes out next month, I'm going to be giving away some free copies of FNAF Security Breach, because you need the base game to play the free DLC. So, to enter into the competition for a chance to win one of the free Security Breach copies I'm going to be giving away, all you need to do is subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment down in the comment section below. Now, the comment could be absolutely anything. Tell me when you joined the FNAF franchise, or hey, why don't you go ahead and tell me who your favorite animatronic is. So subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment down in the comment section below. Good luck!
One day in Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, Henry's daughter, Charlie, gets locked outside of the pizzeria. However, the puppet can't save Charlie as it's stuck in a box. And as William pulls into the driveway, he ends up murdering Charlie and dragging her into an alley.
Ayo, I didn't realize that's why she got endgamed. I didn't realize it was because somebody put a box on top of the box. Which one of you animals? Which one of you animals over here did that? And which one of you animals is laughing at the poor girl outside in the rain? Monsters, the lot of yous.
However,
they
the
were the
puppet
ones
can't
that should be
save
getting
Charlie
endgamed.
as it's stuck in a box. And as William pulls into the driveway, he ends up
William just
and dragging her into an alley. Once the puppet finally gets out of the box and goes outside to protect Charlie, only to find her dead. What happened?
Just out in the trash. Just lying in the trash. That's what William thought of his victims. He just leaves them in the trash like they're nobody's business. Hey, yo, Henry, your man wilding out here. Your man's wilding. If you knew what he was up to and you had to create a puppet to protect your kiddo, like a security bot, just leave. Just leave the business, buddy. Turn him into the cops. Why? Why did you not protect your... I tell you what, I've got a son, right? If I was in business, say Dorco, just turned into an absolute crazed man one day, do you think I would still be in business with him? Nah, I'd be taking my fam out of there. He can do what he wants on his own time.
Your mother?
What happens next is that Charlie's spirit inhabits the puppet, so it's now possessed by Charlie's spirit, and Henry lost his only child.
Not quite. She's still here. Well, until he burns her.
Now, while all of this is going on, let's focus on William Afton's family.
Okay.
He has two sons and a daughter, but right now let's focus on the boys. The small one is Evan, and the older is Mike.
Now, Evan was the name that was found in one of the logbooks. I don't think it's officially been confirmed as the crying child was called Evan, but we'll just accept it for now.
Evan is scared of the animatronics, and Mike sees this as a wonderful opportunity to prank Evan.
He's probably seen what his dad's done with him.
On Evan's birthday party, Mike, the older brother, decides to put Evan near the mouth of an animatronic version of Freddy.
I still remember at one point here, we were all speculating that there was the purple animatronics, the shadow animatronics, Shadow Fredbear and Shadow Bonnie. It was literally just their shadows from the stage.
Big kiss. What happened instead is that the spring locks on the suit fail due to the moisture of the tears, which
was it his cry? No, that's even sadder. I did not know that this man's own boo-hooing endgamed him. So if he was enjoying it, if he was like, wow, this is the best day of my life, I'm getting to kiss Fredbear in his mouth, lol. If he had just done that instead, he'd be alive to this day, and maybe William wouldn't have gone so cray-cray. Oh, man, that's why you never show emotions. That's why I don't show, that's why I'm a robot. That's why I am an animatronic. His own boo-hooing. That's so sad. Why am I laughing? He cried himself to death. Oh, that's just the worst. I'm learning so much. I did not realize it was his. They explained it, that moisture. It was William's laugh, and presumably his sweat that turned him into Springtrap in the end. But it was his son's tears. That's the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Ends up causing the animatronic to bite down on William's kid like a Big Mac.
End games.
Thus marking the bite of 83. The death of his youngest son was enough to spiral William Afton's mind into even more chaos and psychotic behavior.
Okay.
He ends up luring 5 children into the safe room of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza,
all
dressed up as Spring Bonnie.
Okay, we take this is the only canon one we've seen, because this is Susie who turns into Chica eventually. This is in one of the mini games in Pizza Sim, I think so. And that is just that face behind you, that's Spring Bonnie, because he lures her out by pretending her he can revive her dog or something?
From which he then...
Endgamed. Yeah.
But where would he hide the body, you may ask? Ooh. Well, when Afton was designing the 4 new suits, he made a compartment specifically designed to fit children inside of the animatronics.
That's mad.
And because of this, no one was able to find any evidence. The puppet, witnessing all of this, decides to assist the children. But there's 5 children and 4 suits.
Okay. 5 children and 4 suits.
Where would the extra child go? Well, the extra child was stuffed into the Golden Fredbear costume. So now we have 6 kids that have their souls stuck in animatronics.
Yep.
Shortly after, Afton ends up getting fired from his own company and the restaurant is closed down.
It's about time. It's about time the CEO of that company went, you know what, William Afton, enough's enough. Your shenanigans were funny at first, and we all had a big lull in the office. But now you're really hurting the company's rep. We're starting to lose them fast tokens, so you're gonna have to be let go. Enjoy your pension package. Maybe make a sister location or something in your spare time.
Due to health violations.
However,
William Afton didn't stop there. After the closure of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, he decides to make a new company called Afton Robotics and creates a new location specifically designed to murder children. But why, you may ask?
Yeah, why?
Well, when Afton was 5 children, he discovered a way to become immortal, introducing Remnant. When the kids they release this material called Remnant, which bonds your soul onto something.
Okay, this is where things get really confusing, because Remnant wasn't actually explained in any of the games whatsoever. I think you had to learn this from the books, right? Which in itself is like, I don't know how many books there are in the Five Nights at Freddy's storyline at this point. I think there's like a whole library, an encyclopedia worth of knowledge out there. So thank you very much, Krog, for explaining it.
This is basically how the missing children and Charlie were able to possess the spirits of animatronics.
It's to do with their feelings,
uses
right?
This information specifically to create Circus Baby, who was able to lure children in with games and then crush them inside of her stomach. So now we know that William's youngest child is and his eldest is doing something not really important right now, but maybe later. Anyway, Elizabeth, Afton's daughter, is here at this private party to unveil the new location.
But why is he doing that movement in front of his kiddo? Why is he doing that in front of him? You don't do that, William. You don't do that.
In the French.
That's not a good movement to do no.
Until Elizabeth gets a little too close to Baby, and yeah, she gets folded like a lawn chair. Anyway, because of this incident, the Circus Baby Pizza World was shut down due to a gas leak.
That was me. I had too many burritos, but I would love to see that location. I don't think that location actually ever opened, did it? Because at some point in the lore, I seem to remember that the animatronics could be hired out to birthday parties. I don't think a location was actually opened. I think William had to rent the animatronics out in the end. I don't know if they actually, apart from... She did... Elizabeth does say in her storyline somewhere that he sees other kiddos going up to Circus Baby, but she's not allowed. Her daddy won't let her anywhere near Baby because obviously he knows what's going on. So they have obviously been active, but I don't know if the Circus Baby Pizzeria was ever officially opened. I can't remember. I think it closed before it opened and he just rented them out or something.
But rest assured, he still kept the animatronics open for rental.
It's answered like 2 seconds later. If I just listened.
Well, you remember this guy, right?
Yeah,
Afton's only son. William, being the wonderful father he is, he sent his son to locate and free the soul of Elizabeth, who is trapped inside of Circus Baby. So now let's shift to the new star of the show, Michael Afton, who survives the first 4 nights pretty well until around the 4th night, where technicians are instructed to scoop out the shells of the animatronics and take the salvageable endoskeletons. This scooping machine...
Who tells them to do that, by the way? Because it's not Michael, is it? Michael doesn't just ring up somebody. He was told to go to the sister location by his father at some point in his life to go and free Elizabeth's soul. Obviously, while we're there, Elizabeth tricks us and gets us to do other things instead of just destroying her car, or like her shell or the animatronic or whatever. So who tells these workers to go in? Is it Baby herself?
Also...
Oh yeah, it probably is. They're just luring people in to try and scoop them, aren't they?
Has some remnant. I wonder why. Soon enough, all of the animatronics get scooped, but they all combine their parts of their endoskeleton into some weird megazord known as Ennard. On the final night, our man Michael ends up finding himself in this godforsaken scooping machine, and it turns out Baby's true intentions were to scoop the living hell out of Michael's organs and make some room for Ennard to chill in there, like some hermit crab. Needless to say, our boy Michael gets scooped like he's one of those strawberry sherbet ice creams, and all that remnant keeps his...
POV, you are Ennard. This cutscene, though, I don't know who designed this, but this is
Tim's
amazing.
godforsaken scooping machine.
This
and it turns out
cutscene,
Baby's
that's
true intentions were to scoop the
beautiful.
living hell out of Michael's organs and make some room for Ennard to chill in there. Like
I
some
love it. I
hermit
love
crab.
that.
Needless to say, our boy Michael gets scooped like he's one of those strawberry sherbet ice creams, and all that remnant keeps his soul alive, whilst Ennard makes his way inside of the corpse to escape the complex.
Right. This is the part that's always. It only just twigged in my mind the other day that Michael is still alive while Ennard's inside. Right? I think that's me understanding it. Michael is still alive, and obviously Ennard gets rejected from the body because it's rotten and it's not working. I don't know why. I don't know if Michael manages to force Ennard out or whatever it is, but Michael is still alive. That whole time, he can probably be like, I can't move my body. Ennard's controlling it. I'm still here, though. Why, Father, am I still here? Coming to visit you, by the way. Coming to visit you.
Wait, wrong game. Eventually, we realize that Michael's body slowly ends up deteriorating due to him being basically a walking corpse.
Well, yeah, he's not
A few days
eating
later,
or
Ennard
drinking.
ends up escaping into a sewer system, and just when you think our boy is dead, he gets reanimated back to life.
There he
Now
is.
that Michael has freed Elizabeth, his new goal is to find William Afton.
Find his daddy.
Fast forward a bit,
Deal with
Michael
them daddy
isn't able
issues.
to find his father, but while all of this is happening, William decides to go to the original abandoned location to dismantle all of the old animatronics.
Yep, so I love that all this is happening before Five Nights at Freddy. What game? Five Nights at Freddy's 1, Afton's already gone, right? So this is incredible. We're talking about Sister Location, which is the 5th game in. Afton's still technically alive, but obviously in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, we see William Afton has been endgamed. So this is why the storyline is so complex, and a video like this is amazing. If you are enjoying it, please hit the like button. Really, really appreciate it. I love that we're going over the trailers, the endings, and the storyline, so we're ready for Ruin. It's amazing.
William ends up snapping those fools like Lego bricks, but unbeknownst to William, he just awoken the spirits
Yeah,
in
he
a
just let
physical
the souls
form.
out,
The
and
spirits
the
all
souls
gather
trapped
up
him.
and confront William. However, in this safe room
Pincer
lies the
maneuver.
very suit that William Afton used to kill these children. In an attempt to, I don't know, scare them, he puts on the suit and laughs mockingly.
Yeah.
It was all fine and dandy
love
until
how
the spring locks
arrogant
on the suit
Afton
got
is.
a little too loose. And yeah, William ended up getting crushed.
Well, look, think about how old this suit is at this point. That's got to be rusted. That's got to be nasty. This whole place looks damp and abandoned. There is moisture everywhere. And him laughing at these kiddos is just the icing on the cake that finishes him off.
and mutilated, causing a very
Love it.
ironic death. His corpse just laid there for a while until some fools decided to reopen the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise as a horror attraction.
Who would
They
do
found the
that?
suit and thought, hey, this animatronic suit seems to be perfect to
It's
put
cool.
inside of a horror attraction for kids. When they
Do you know what's amazing? Is it's so obvious when you look at Springtrap. It's so obvious that when you look at him, you're like, there's a person in here. There's a man in here. And we're just kind of put it out for people to see. It's going to be great. It's going to be cool. There's something sus there. There's something there. Somebody's freed Afton. I don't think it's a mistake that that's
this,
happened.
William decides to become alive again and stalks this area for
I don't
a week.
think he decided.
say
I
a
think he
week
was
because
always
after 1
in
week
there.
passed, the building was set on fire.
Awake.
The reason being unknown, but all that you need to know is that Springtrap, or William, is still alive despite the fire. It's possible it could have been Michael to set the fire in an attempt to try and kill him Afton, but we don't know. However, he didn't escape without significant damage, as now he has to repair himself a little bit. And do you remember Ennard,
Yep.
who escaped through the sewer?
Yep.
Well, Baby was ejected from this and ends up having to piece herself together into Scrap Baby, while the rest of Ennard dons a Freddy mask to become Molten Freddy. We've discussed a lot of characters in this
crazy.
video, but there's one that I haven't talked
One thing I love about the whole of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise and the way Scott's developed the story and added extra parts on is the evolution of the animatronics as well. They've always got something new. They've always got something unique. Some great ideas like the Glamrock animatronics or Ennard or Scrap Baby, just evolutions. I mean, we have Toy Freddy in there. I mean, the less said about him, the better. But I love the evolution.
about
and
in
it's
too much
continuing
detail.
as well
That
in
would
Ruin.
be Henry, William Afton's friend,
Right.
whose daughter became the puppet.
So Henry's
In
still around.
all of this grief, Henry steps in to finally devise a plan to end it all. He opens up a new pizzeria under the Freddy's franchise.
So when did Henry find out his Charlie, his daughter, was actually the puppet? When, at what moment did he learn this?
To gain the
Did you write him
attention
a
of the
note?
roaming animatronics, including Michael Afton, who still wants to find William Afton. Mike ends up getting the security job, and remember, he still looks like his father here. Henry creates an animatronic to capture his daughter. The animatronic is called Lefty, and little by little, Mike collects every single one of the animatronics into one facility,
Clever,
all according to Henry's plan.
Good boy, Mike.
And on the final night, we finally get to hear Henry.
Powerful speech
he has
of all
this
time.
awesome speech that my words couldn't do justice, so by all means, check it out on your own.
The most powerful
Henry's
speech
plan
ever.
was to gather all the animatronics to one place in order to burn them, freeing their souls. He tells Mike, the volunteer, that there was a way for him to get out, but he feels that Mike might want to here. Henry commits arson to the building, all of the animatronics ever, including Mike himself, and of course, William Afton, where his soul is presumably forever tortured by all of the animatronics.
Yep. Done. The end. That's where the storyline should finish, because that was perfect. That was tied up. Everybody did their own thing. Henry stayed there at the behind at the end. Charlie was free. All the souls of the kiddos were free. William was tormented for eternity. Elizabeth, who knows where she's gone, because she's complicit in all this at this point, just to get some affection from her father. But the story continues.
We finally get a peaceful ending. All loose ends finally tied together. How peaceful.
Until
the next game comes out. This is where another company takes control of the FNAF games instead of...
I like the way the storyline was looking, that it was going to be going. It was like Vanessa was the new person. She was in a rabbit suit. She was cool. She was carefree in the bad deeds that she was going to be doing. It looked like it was going to be a very interesting copycat. She was going to copy William Afton, and that's where we all thought the storyline was going to go.
Scott Cawthon.
Kind of didn't.
So there might be a lot of plot holes. But it's up to you on which story you want to continue or
There's
end
still
with.
scope
Anyways,
and
it said that before William died, he uploaded himself virtually onto binary code. And when they develop a virtual FNAF experience, William's conscious enters through code and now is in the virtual game.
Right.
He's able to use his power to
trap.
slowly take over people's bodies. William ends up finding a host named Vanessa to take control of, using her to create an alter ego called Vanny, which William can take control of. Shortly after, a new FNAF mall is created. God, these guys really need to stop making FNAF branded things. And go figure...
How do they get the funding? Like, I know they make buku stacks, they make mega money. When the Fazbear franchise first came out, Chuck E. Cheese didn't even come on the scene, because Freddy Fazbear's was that popular. They made loads of money selling Za, but then... as time went on, their brand kind of went downhill majorly. So how's he still got the money going?
In this mall, 9 children are missing. Our main cast is the Glamrock series of Chica, Freddy, Roxy, and this alligator who apparently jumped the living hell out of Bonnie and all you need to know is that these animatronics are in some way controlled by William Afton.
They're just possessed
anyway,
by the glitch trap
Freddy
virus.
ends up malfunctioning on stage
Or
because he is exempt from being controlled by William. He wakes up near closing time only to spot Gregory, some homeless kid who presumably thinks that living in a mall with robot animals is a good idea. Now, some people assume that Gregory is an animatronic because how his vision glitches when he sees Vanny. Freddy and Gregory work together and basically end up stealing parts of it.
Do you think Gregory's a robot? This is a time to just talk about it. Do you think Gregory's a robot? There's a couple of things in the game that suggest that he could be a robot, but there's no way, right? There's no way that Gregory's a robot. I don't believe Gregbot. I really don't. Hand on heart. I think Gregory's just a normal... crazy man. He's a crazy boy who probably should have had more parental advice as the years went on. He didn't have a father figure, and that showed when he had a sheer lack of morals when it came to end game and some of the animatronics, or not really getting rid of them. He just liked to hurt them. I know they were after him, but he did more than escape. He could have left multiple times, and he decided to just really dig his heels in and endure them.
Animatronics to make Freddy stronger. To do this, they throw Chica into a trash compactor, snapping the alligator Monty into bite-sized pieces, and then promptly commit vehicular on a fox. They end up exploring underneath the complex to find a replica restaurant where they find the Blob, a creature that has the souls of what seems like many animatronics. And William Afton? I thought you were... Anyway, William wants to resume his favorite hobby.
See, this is where things are confusing, because... a lot of people are suggesting, again from the books, there was something called the Mimic 1, which was some kind... I don't know enough about the Mimic to explain it, but it was basically... the Mimic was created to... mimic, basically. And his whole job was to mimic whatever the user wanted. I think that's the way it goes. And eventually, apparently, he finds William Afton, or is William Afton's data, or something to do with William Afton, and he mimics William Afton. He thinks he's William Afton, and that might be why Burn Trap appears here, as the mimic William Afton is gone. He has been destroyed at the end of Five Nights at Freddy's 6. And this is the Mimic coming alive, and that's why he's able to. And the glitch trap, the same, wasn't actually William Afton. It was the Mimic program, and pretending it's William Afton and doing what I can. It's very confusing. We need to explore that a little bit further, but it's hard without reading the books and looking at some more videos on it and stuff. That's why I love these videos, because they not only explain the storyline, but we can discuss it as well. I can do my input of what I've thought and felt and learned over the years. It's getting complicated.
So that's the reason why he wants to control all of the animatronics, is just to murder children.
He's got lovely toes.
But after an epic final fight, Gregory and Glamrock Freddy end up burning the entire complex whole, which probably won't work on William Afton. And right as William Afton is about to catch Gregory and Glamrock Freddy, William Afton is captured by the Blob to, I don't know, some other place now. As you know it,
which suggests that William Afton / Burn Trap, again, hasn't actually been finished off. If you don't see them being finished off and their lights turning off, etc., in media, they are not gone. William Afton / Burn Trap is not gone. We're seeing that creature in Security Breach Ruin, 100%. Whether you believe that this ending right here, the one we've just seen, is the canon ending, or you believe the ending, which is canon, is the one where you free Vanny, or you free Vanessa from the glitch trap virus by going through all the Princess Quest minigames, all 3 of them, and you, Gregory, Freddy, and Vanessa all leave and have ice cream on the hill together. That's the 3-star ending, so presumably that is the canon ending. If that is the canon ending, then Burn Trap is still underground, presumably in that chamber where he came from, and that's why we've gone back to the Pizzaplex in ruin.
Complex ends up getting shut down, and that's the ending. We get a beautiful ending similar to the one of Pizza.
Except that isn't the ending you just shown. So technically, the events of... This is the ending. This is the happy ending. This is the ending which I believe is probably going to be canon because it's a 3-star. It makes sense. In the trailer for Ruin, you don't see Freddy's head when he's trying to escape. I think they've done that very cleverly to show that Freddy's head's not actually attached to his body because his head has been freed with Vanessa and Gregory, and also the damage done to Freddy's body. In the trailer, you see the damage on the chest cavity is exactly the same damage when Vanny told the animatronics to disassemble Freddy. That's the exact same damage, so that is why I think that's the ending, and this is the ending we've got here, which means Burn Trap hasn't been freed from whatever chamber it was. He's still underneath,
overlooking a hill with, and this time I can say for sure all loose ends are finally tied together.
Well,
until the books and DLC release.
Yeah.
FNAF lore and
It's true, it's so true, it's so true. There's still so much more to come. Let me know down in the comment section below, 1, what you thought of this video, 2, when you join the FNAF franchise, and hey, 3, what do you think is going to happen in FNAF Security Breach Ruin? There's still so many things up in the air. There's so much excitement in the FNAF community. We got the movie coming out, we got Help Wanted 2 coming out, and we've got the DLC for Security Breach coming out. It's a great time. Remember, massive shout out to Krog for explaining the entire 9 years worth of lore from the games, from the books, into one 10-minute video. That was absolutely insane. It was concise, it was perfect. I think anybody could learn from this. If you didn't watch Five Nights at Freddy's or play the games, you could probably learn a lot from it. And if you have, this is a nice refresher course so that we're up to speed for Ruin and we're ready to go. Either way, right up at my face just now, there's going to be another couple of videos I know you will enjoy. Click on one of them bad boys and I'll see you over there. I've been Razzbowski, you've been the beautiful Raspberries as always for watching, and I love each and every single one of you. Goodbye!